Imagine a massive, gaping hole in the earth that's growing larger by the day, tearing through the frozen Siberian landscape and exposing ancient secrets as it expands. This isn't a scene from a disaster movie, it's happening right now. Locals call it the gateway to hell, and it's as eerie as it sounds. But the true story behind the Batagaika Crater is both more fascinating and more alarming than you might think. What started as a small landslide is now a rapidly growing chasm that scientists believe could hold clues to our planet's future. Welcome to Armchair Archaeology. Today we'll explore the dramatic origins of this crater, what it reveals about our changing climate, and the incredible discoveries it's brought to light. And stick around until the end. We've got a surprising revelation about one of the ancient Ice Age creatures found in the crater's depths that you won't want to miss. The Batagaika Crater is a massive chasm located in the heart of Siberia's remote Sakha Republic, stretching over 1 kilometer in length and plunging 100 meters deep. It's often described as one of the largest and most visually striking thermokarst formations on Earth. Thermokarst refers to a type of landscape formed when ice-rich permafrost melts, causing the ground to sink and collapse. Batagaika, however, is far from an ordinary thermokarst. It has earned the nickname Gateway to Hell from locals due to its ominous appearance and the way it seemingly devours everything in its path. What makes Batagaika truly fascinating is that it's still growing. The crater formed in the 1960s following deforestation in the area, which removed the insulating forest canopy that had protected the ground from the sun's heat. Without the trees, the once stable permafrost beneath the soil began to thaw, and the ground collapsed into what was initially a small depression. Over the decades, this depression has expanded dramatically, with the crater now growing by 10 to 30 meters each year as the permafrost continues to melt. For scientists, Batagaika is a living laboratory. As the crater expands, it exposes deeper and older layers of frozen earth, revealing a wealth of information about Siberia's ancient climate, ecosystems, and geology. Beyond being a fascinating natural wonder, Batagaika Crater stands as a powerful symbol of the Earth's shifting climate and the far-reaching impacts of global warming. Its ongoing growth provides a real-time example of how human activity and environmental change can reshape the planet. The story of Batagaika's formation is as much about human intervention as it is about natural processes. In the 1960s, Soviet-era logging efforts cleared large swaths of forest around the area, leaving the once protected ground vulnerable to warmer temperatures. In Siberia, trees play a crucial role in maintaining the stability of the permafrost, the thick layer of frozen soil that lies beneath the surface. The forest canopy shields the ground from the sun's heat, keeping the permafrost intact. When those trees were removed, the permafrost began to thaw, starting a chain reaction that would eventually lead to the formation of the Batagaika Crater. As the permafrost melted, the ground above it lost its structural integrity and began to collapse in a process known as thermokarst. This collapse formed a depression in the ground that, over time, became deeper and wider as more permafrost thawed. The process is similar to what happens when a sinkhole forms, but on a much larger scale. Scientists call this phenomenon a megaslump because of the sheer size of the collapse. What sets Batagaika apart is the speed at which it continues to grow. As global temperatures rise, permafrost regions across the Arctic are thawing more rapidly than ever before. In the case of Batagaika, this means that every summer, when temperatures rise, more ice melts and the ground collapses further. Each new thaw exposes deeper layers of ancient soil and ice, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of collapse and expansion. The process has transformed Batagaika into one of the most dramatic examples of thermokarst formation in the world. The rapid expansion of Batagaika Crater is a direct consequence of the ongoing thawing of permafrost, driven primarily by rising global temperatures. Permafrost, which covers about 65% of Russia's landmass, is a critical component of the Arctic ecosystem. It remains frozen year-round and locks in not only soil and water, but also organic material like plants and animals. As the climate warms, this frozen ground is becoming unstable, with devastating consequences for the landscape above it. In the case of Batagaika, the permafrost is melting at an unprecedented rate, causing the ground to sink and collapse. Each summer, the sun's warmth penetrates deeper into the soil, thawing more permafrost and triggering further collapses. The result is a constantly expanding chasm that grows larger every year. What's particularly alarming is that the crater's expansion appears to be accelerating. Some scientists believe that if global temperatures continue to rise at their current rate, Batagaika could grow even more rapidly in the coming decades. But the crater's expansion isn't just a local issue, it's part of a much larger global problem. As the permafrost melts, it releases trapped greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane into the atmosphere. These gases have been locked in the permafrost for thousands of years, and their release could significantly accelerate global warming. Methane, in particular, is a potent greenhouse gas, trapping heat in the atmosphere at a rate much higher than carbon dioxide. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. As more permafrost melts, more greenhouse gases are released, which in turn causes more warming and even more melting. Batagaika is a stark reminder of how interconnected climate systems are and how local changes can have global impacts. For the indigenous Saka people of Siberia, the Batagaika Crater is more than just a natural phenomenon. It's a place of deep superstition and fear. Known as the gateway to hell, the crater has long been associated with local folklore and legends that paint it as a portal to the underworld. The crater's sudden appearance, combined with its rapid growth and eerie shape, has fueled beliefs that something sinister lies beneath the Earth's surface. Part of what feeds these legends are the strange noises that locals report hearing near the crater. As the ground collapses and the permafrost cracks, it produces creaking, groaning, and rumbling sounds that echo across the barren landscape. To the Saka, these sounds are interpreted as the earth itself crying out as it tears open. This supernatural interpretation is deeply tied to the Saka's spiritual connection with the land, where natural events are often seen as signs from the gods or spirits. The Saka people have lived in this harsh environment for centuries, relying on the land for their survival. They view the land as something that must be respected and feared, and the appearance of such a dramatic feature in their once stable landscape has only deepened their anxieties. While scientists understand that the crater is a result of thawing permafrost, to the Saka, it represents a disturbance in the natural order, an ominous sign that something has gone wrong. This blending of folklore and environmental reality makes Batagaika Crater not just a geological marvel, but a cultural symbol of the challenges posed by a rapidly changing world. While the Batagaika Crater is known for its eerie appearance and local legends, its true significance lies in what it reveals about the Earth's distant past. As the permafrost thaws and the ground collapses, it exposes layers of Earth that have been frozen for tens of thousands of years. These layers are a treasure trove for scientists, offering a rare glimpse into the ecosystems and climates that existed during the last ice age. One of the most valuable discoveries within the crater is the well-preserved remains of prehistoric animals. The frozen ground acts as a natural time capsule, keeping the bones and In some cases, even the soft tissues of animals like woolly mammoths, bison, and prehistoric horses intact. These fossils provide invaluable data on how these animals lived, how they died, and how they were affected by climate change. In some cases, scientists have even been able to extract DNA from these remains, offering new insights into the genetic makeup of Ice Age creatures. But Batagaika's importance isn't limited to fossils. The crater also exposes ancient plant material and soil layers that can be radiocarbon dated, allowing researchers to reconstruct the climate conditions of the past. This helps scientists understand how ecosystems responded to previous periods of warming and cooling, which is critical for predicting how modern ecosystems might respond to today's climate changes. The Batagaika Crater is, in essence, a time machine, a window into the Earth's ancient history that is constantly revealing new secrets. With each meter, it expands. As scientists study these layers, they're not only learning about the past, but also gathering critical information to prepare for the future. The rapid melting of permafrost in Siberia, as seen at Batagaika Crater, is a growing concern not just for the region, but for the entire planet. Permafrost acts as a massive carbon sink, storing vast amounts of organic material that, if released, could have a catastrophic effect on the global climate. The Arctic's permafrost is estimated to hold about 1,500 gigatons of carbon, nearly twice the amount currently in the atmosphere. As this permafrost thaws, it releases carbon dioxide and methane, two potent greenhouse gases that contribute to global warming. The release of methane is particularly troubling. Methane is about 25 times more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide, making it one of the most dangerous contributors to climate change. Scientists fear that the continued thawing of permafrost could trigger a positive feedback loop. As more methane is released, global temperatures will rise faster, causing even more permafrost to melt and release even more methane. This cycle could accelerate the rate of climate change, making it far more difficult to mitigate its effects. In addition to its impact on the atmosphere, melting permafrost has direct consequences for Arctic communities. In places like Siberia, Alaska, and northern Canada, infrastructure built on permafrost is starting to collapse as the ground beneath it softens. Roads, buildings, and pipelines are cracking and sinking, posing a significant challenge to local governments. Batagaika Crater, while a dramatic example, is just one of many places where the melting of permafrost is causing the landscape to change in ways that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. The global implications of this process are profound, and Batagaika stands as a stark reminder of the challenges we face in the fight against climate change. As Batagaika Crater continues to grow, it reveals far more than just the effects of climate change. It also unveils a treasure trove of ancient secrets buried beneath Siberia's frozen ground. Each new collapse of the crater's walls exposes layers of permafrost that have remained untouched for tens of thousands of years, effectively unlocking a prehistoric time capsule. Within these layers, scientists have discovered the remains of Ice Age animals and ancient plant material, both of which provide crucial insights into the ecosystems that once thrived in this now icy region. Among the most remarkable finds are the preserved remains of woolly mammoths, prehistoric horses, and steppe bison. These animals, once roaming across vast expanses of the Earth during the Pleistocene epoch, have been found in such good condition that some even have hair, skin, and soft tissue still intact. The permafrost acts as a natural freezer, preserving these creatures in near-perfect form, offering scientists a rare glimpse into the lives of these extinct species. What's more, the discovery of these well-preserved remains has allowed researchers to extract DNA, opening the door to potential advancements in the field of de-extinction, or at the very least, deeper genetic understanding of these ancient animals. Batagaika doesn't just preserve animal remains. Scientists have also uncovered ancient plant material and pollen samples, providing insight into the vegetation that covered Siberia during the Ice Age. By analyzing this data, researchers can reconstruct prehistoric environments and better understand how these ecosystems adapted to changing climates. As the crater continues to grow, each new layer that collapses may hold even more secrets, revealing details of life on Earth from a time long before human civilization. While Batagaika Crater is a marvel of science and an archaeological treasure, it's also a stark reminder of the human cost of climate change. For the indigenous Saka people who have lived in Siberia for centuries, the growing crater is a constant reminder of the changing world around them. The rapid thawing of permafrost has not only transformed the landscape, but also brought new challenges to the communities that call this region home. The Saka people, who have long relied on the stability of the permafrost for their homes, roads, and infrastructure, now find themselves facing a precarious future. As the permafrost melts, the ground becomes unstable, causing buildings to sink, roads to crack, and traditional hunting grounds to shift or disappear altogether. The Saka are traditionally reindeer herders and hunters, and the changing landscape has made it increasingly difficult to practice these customs. The collapsing ground makes travel dangerous, while the altered climate is affecting animal migration patterns, making it harder for hunters to find the game they've relied on for generations. This has forced the Saka people to adapt quickly to a rapidly changing environment. As their homes and livelihoods are threatened, they must find new ways to navigate a world where the land they once depended on is no longer stable. The Batagaika Crater, while a fascinating geological feature to outsiders, symbolizes a deeper, more personal crisis for the people who live near it, a symbol of how climate change is not just a distant scientific concept, but a lived reality with very real consequences for those on the front lines. The Batagaika Crater may be the most famous example of a megaslump, but it's far from the only one. Across the Arctic and subarctic regions, similar thermokarst formations are beginning to appear as the permafrost thaws. Scientists are increasingly concerned that the formation of craters like Batagaika could become more widespread as global temperatures continue to rise. This isn't just a localized issue, it's part of a larger trend that could dramatically reshape vast stretches of land in northern Siberia, Alaska, Canada, and other areas with significant permafrost coverage. The process that creates these craters, known as thermokarst subsidence, is becoming more common as the Arctic warms at a rate twice as fast as the global average. As the permafrost melts, it destabilizes the ground, causing it to sink and collapse. In areas where the permafrost is rich in ice, these collapses can be particularly dramatic, resulting in large depressions or craters. Scientists fear that as climate change intensifies, more regions could experience ground collapses similar to Batagaika, creating new megaslumps across the Arctic. But the appearance of more craters isn't just a geological curiosity, it's a sign of deeper changes with serious consequences. The collapse of permafrost not only alters the landscape, but also has the potential to release massive amounts of greenhouse gases that have been trapped in the frozen ground for millennia. These emissions could significantly accelerate climate change, creating a feedback loop that would make controlling global warming even more difficult. While Batagaika is currently one of the most visible examples of this process, it's a warning of what might come as the Arctic continues to warm. As Batagaika Crater continues to expand, One of the most pressing questions scientists face is how much larger will it get? There's no clear answer. Given the current rate of expansion, between 10 and 30 meters each year, it's difficult to predict when or if the crater will stabilize. With no end to the warming trend in sight, many experts believe that Batagaika could continue to grow for decades, perhaps even centuries, as the surrounding permafrost thaws. The potential size of the crater is just one aspect of its uncertain future. As the permafrost continues to melt, deeper layers of frozen earth are exposed, offering new opportunities for scientific discovery. Each summer, the retreating ground reveals older and older material, sediment, plant remains, and fossils that have been buried for tens of thousands of years. These materials provide a unique record of Siberia's environmental history, offering clues about how ecosystems evolved during past periods of climate change. As the crater deepens, scientists hope to uncover even more remarkable finds, including potential new species of plants or animals that have never been studied before. However, the continued expansion of Batagaika also represents a broader concern for the future of the Arctic. The crater's growth is a clear sign of the accelerating effects of climate change in permafrost regions. If current trends continue, we may see more craters like Batagaika forming across the Arctic, each one contributing to the destabilization of the region's ecosystems and infrastructure. The mystery of Batagaika's future isn't just about its size, it's about what its expansion means for the rest of the world and the planet's climate. Now, for the fun fact we promised. While the Batagaika crater's nickname, the Gateway to Hell, conjures images of fire and brimstone, what's hidden beneath its surface is far more astonishing. Among the many ancient remains uncovered within the crater is the incredibly well-preserved carcass of a 30,000-year-old prehistoric horse. Found frozen in the permafrost, this horse is so intact that its hide, hair, and even internal organs were preserved, making it one of the best-preserved Ice Age specimens ever discovered. This discovery has provided scientists with invaluable information about life during the Pleistocene epoch, and it's just one of the many remarkable finds that continue to emerge from Batagaika's expanding depths. The Batagaika crater is not just a window into the Earth's ancient past. It's also a vivid reminder of the challenges we face in the future. As the permafrost melts and more of the crater's secrets are revealed, we're reminded that the forces shaping our planet today will continue to impact us in ways we can't yet fully predict. Whether it's unlocking the mysteries of the Ice Age or showing us the dangerous path of climate change, Batagaika stands as both a scientific wonder and an environmental warning. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the depths of the Batagaika crater, Siberia's gateway to hell. If you enjoyed exploring this extraordinary natural phenomenon with us today, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Armchair Archaeology for more thrilling deep dives into the mysteries of the ancient world. Hit the notification bell so you're always the first to hear about our latest discoveries. We'd love to know what other natural wonders or historical mysteries you'd like us to explore next. Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes the most incredible secrets are right beneath our feet.